Hello, everybody. Welcome along. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Show, and I have just witnessed Manchester United 3, Sheffield United 0. Comfortable win for Manchester United. Good day for them in that chase for the fifth place spot. They may have put some distance between themselves and Sheffield United as the table comes up on Sky, moving on to 49 points, but Wolves are leading against Bournemouth and will close up as well. No other games in hand there. So it's looking a little bit clearer. Are Sheffield United's incredible dreams of possible Champions League football over now? After that, we'll see. They certainly have not come back from lockdown in good form. The Blades, that is a 0-0. And 2 3-0 defeats. In fact, if they played 3 away games in a row, I think they have, haven't they? So they'll just be keen just to get back to Bramall Lane and get back to winning ways. They were well beaten today, and it was Anthony Martial with a very, very decent hat-trick. I won't do the first half in granular detail. You can go back and check the half-time review out for that. But here is what happened during this game. Let yourself be known by hitting that thumbs up button. Get your comments in also on this game and how you think it went and how you think the rest of the season is going to go for both Manchester United and Sheffield United. Appear to be going in opposite directions, sadly, for the Blades on today's showing here. 3 big moments in the first half, and all involving chances for Manchester United, and 2 goals in the first half for Anthony Martial, kind of putting the game beyond Sheffield United by the 43rd minute here at Old Trafford. 6 minutes in, it's Rashford from the throw-in, gets a run on Phil Jagielka, nice little touch, just accelerates ahead of him. Rashford pulls to the byline, smashes it across, and Martial opens up his body, just seeing him shaking Chris Wilder's hand and getting the match ball there. So he opens up his body, puts it nice and close to Moore, hard and low, uses the pace on the cross to put it in for a 1-0. Big chance for Marcus Rashford. George Bulldog did have a chance at the other end. That one was blocked out. He came inside again onto his weaker left foot. But Manchester United, that is counter attack. Here comes Martial. He's in behind. He's got the run. Out comes Moore. Martial waits for him, slides the ball to his right. Rashford is arriving on the left foot with an open goal with Jack Robinson not far behind him, and completely fudges this one. Puts it where it should have been 2-0 on 11, but didn't matter in the end because Martial gets the second just before half time. Bruno Fernandes inside one, inside another, feeds to Pogba. Simple ball by Pogba. Doesn't get Wan-Bissaka on the run. Wan-Bissaka receives it, stops. Stan Stevens up, poor from Stevens, the left wing back here. Wan-Bissaka just needs to accelerate away from him. He gets that yard of space in the box too easily for my money. Sticks it across Martial. Good movement. Again, out he comes. Hits it with the right foot. Low to Moore's right hand and sticks that one in the corner. So 2-0 at half-time. Manchester United very, very comfortable then. Hit the thumbs up button, by the way. Get your thoughts in the comments. We'll do those when I've gone through all of this second half action. Sander Berger comes in for Ollie Norwood. I tend to agree with Gary Neville that Chris Wilder doesn't take out Ollie Norwood unless there's an injury problem there. So Berger comes in to play the second half. That's no deep line playmaker. I know John Fleck still good with the ball, but no deep line playmaker for Sheffield United in the second half. Ollie McBurney comes in for Lise Mousset as well. Mousset had trouble in the first half, already gone down a couple of times. Holding that right foot, out he comes at half time. Basham forward, McBurney on the near post. If anything was going to happen for Sheffield United in this game, probably needed to score this one. It's a decent cross by Basham, and McBurney, is he cold, having just come on, doesn't get anything on it at all. Disappointing from the ex-Swansea man, really well positioned. Bit of an intimation here that maybe the Blades back four not totally in sync with Moore in goal rather than Dean Henderson. Him and Moore and Stevens getting in a muddle at the back post from a pretty nothing hung up cross. They did miss Dean Henderson. They did miss John Egan. They continue to miss Jack O'Connell, the Blades. Sheffield United, we're coming up to 55 now. They're getting very deep, very narrow. I'm looking at the pitch, and you can throw a blanket over most of the back three. The wing-backs come in tight. All the midfield sat on top of them. Then you get that horrible big gap. That spells defending and not keeping the ball for a long time, doesn't it? Sadly for them Blades, as they say. United piling on. Greenwood hits the shot left-footed. This actually... Pat Bamford style hits Paul Pogba, maybe not quite as bad as Bamford on Sunday, but I think the ref thinks it's nicked off a blade, but it goes wide. Probably would have tested more there. Just flicks off Pogba and goes wide of the post from Greenwood's shot there. 61, Pogba, outstanding close control here. Brilliant stuff by Pogba. Remember, he's playing a bit deeper, but he does get forward into a 10 position in terms of where he is on the pitch. There is still 2 layers of defence behind him, so he's still kind of coming at it from a number 6 or 8 position. But lovely nutmeg, comes inside the next man, just tries to roll his foot along the top of the ball to create the space. At that point, Martial wants a hat-trick there. He takes it off Pogba's foot. Pogba laughs it off, but I think if that's 0-0, I think Pogba would maybe be a little bit annoyed with Martial, let's just say. But yeah, great stuff from Pogba, who was decent today, but I don't really think any of these United players had to be at it. Blades, not really themselves at all. Were they? Maguire stays up for the corner. Shaw floats that one overheaded over the top. Substitution for Sheffield United. Zivkovic comes on from McGoldrick. Shaw takes a yellow on Lundstrom. Obviously, couldn't be bothered to chase him back there. Takes him down as he goes in behind on the right wing. Give and go by Greenwood. Smacks that one over the top. Right-footed. And here comes the killer goal. It's 74 minutes. Martial gets his hat-trick. Lovely goal. Again, lovely finish. Good hat-trick. This will show up well when he watches this one back. Martial, they absolutely rip through them, don't they? Pogba, simple ball into Fernandes. I love this from Fernandes, just outside of his foot. Everyone stood waiting for him to receive. He doesn't take a touch and then make his move. Just flicks it off with the outside of his foot, and that puts everyone in the defence on their back foot, doesn't it? Out it goes to Martial. That's quickened everything up. Martial then carries the ball a little bit inside. He feeds it into Rashford. Luke Shaw is open on the left-hand side, coming into the left corner of the box. Man over. Looks for all the way like Rashford's going to play Shaw in, just a little reverse ball, but he takes a touch and he's got his eyes on Martial. They're caught betwixt and between. They don't know whether to go with Shaw, whether to go Martial. Typical overload, extra man, fed through to Martial. He's in on goal, and this time he's not going to square it to anybody. He waits for more to come. Lovely little dink over the top, into the net, sails in. Lovely moment that in football where the ball floats, over it goes in. Good hat trick that. Left foot, right foot, dink. Nice couple of one-touch finishes and a nice 1v1 dink. Well played. Martial, nice hat-trick. In terms of the defending, I've got less to say about that one. That appeared to be, just a Fernandes quickening it up, bit of quality, overload, and they take advantage. Then get your comments in on Bruno Fernandes, Paul Pogba, Martial, and the hat-trick, and where this leaves Man United and Sheffield United. I will look at them and we'll talk about them right at the end. A quintuple substitution. Ollie Solskjaer waiting for it to be a 3-goal lead. Maybe he would have gone early with a couple of these, just waiting for that second goal. United really dominated the second half. Manchester United, that is it. I've fallen over that one about 20 times now, haven't I? So Mata, James, McTominay, Gallo, Pereira, all come on. And the big stars, Pogba, Fernandes, Rashford and Martial, as well as Greenwood, come in. That quartet, I'm excluding Greenwood from that, really were the difference in quality between the two sides. Today, McBurney, 25 yards out, hits one on 82. Shot on target, but easy for De Gea. At least that comes up on the stats from a Sheffield United point of view. Igalo into the box on 83. Igalo probably should have scored in this game, actually, from his little cameo here. He's snuffed out by Moore in goal. Second phase, stuck across the box here. Wan-Bissaka Nice cross this actually, and Igalo's coming in, can't quite get there. Then Igalo's in behind again. He could probably go down for the penalty here. Moore comes flying out. Then he has another go when there's a square ball on. Only has eyes for the goal there. As I always say, maybe at 0-0 he makes a different choice there. Certainly didn't appear to be the right choice at all. There, and that, my friends, is all she wrote. Comfortable for Manchester United today. 66% possession to 34. 6 attempts to 1 on target, 5 attempts to 1 off target, 4 block shots as well. 3 saves by Moore in goal for Sheffield United. Only 1 from De Gea. Total passes 7-4-4 to 3-4-1. A lot of those in the second half as well, with Sheffield United just entrenched and behind the ball. Completed 6-7-4 to 2-8-1. Bit of a paste in this, all the stats say. 10 fouls to 6, and the XG 2.57 to 0.12. Real chasing for the Blades, not themselves at all. Let's just check these final results as we see the Liverpool players coming out for the 8:15 kickoff. They can go closing in on the title here. So it was Wolves 1, Bournemouth 0. So Wolves continue to chase Manchester United in that sort of Champions League chase for 5th place there. I believe they're still level on points. Norwich 0, Everton 1. Norwich collapsing here since the restart. 2 games at home, 2 defeats, no goals for them. Newcastle 1, Villa 1. Is that an important goal for Aston Villa? We'll find out in due course. I'm just going to have a look at the table before I read some of the comments that have come in. Norwich well bottom, 21 points there. Villa on 26. That should have gone up to 27. This table hasn't updated. So they're still in there on goal difference, but now Villa, Bournemouth and West Ham all on 27 points. They're up the top. Manchester United and Wolves both move on to 49. That's 5 ahead of Sheffield United. They can still chase for Europe, but can they still make the Champions League? I suspect Sheffield United would just be happy with a goal and a point at the moment. They're on a bad run. I suppose they did score a point against Aston Villa in the first game back. Should have had 3, shouldn't they? With that ghost goal being disallowed. Let's have a look around here. Jim, hello Jim. Commenter Jim, he's always in the feeds. Much appreciate his input. Happy as a Wednesday fan. Sheffield United don't look the same side post-virus break, but their starting back 3 today was barely Championship standard. He says, yeah, Jagielka's in there as a kind of mentor, I guess, and experience, and Robinson's been brought in from Forest, obviously. It's not Egan, O'Connell and Basham who are so brilliant for Wilder. Tom says Sheffield United should have changed system at half-time. It clearly wasn't working. I reckon a back forward has suited them more. They need an extra man in midfield as Man United dominated them. From there, Tom probably looking for a 4-5-1, something of that nature. They did look off it, didn't they? I just think so much work done on that 3-5-2, so ingrained in Chris Wilder's philosophy. But yeah, probably something in Tom's comment there. Jim says Pogba and Fernandes could be great together. Yes, it was interesting, weren't they? Because they were playing in different layers of the pitch. Pogba was excellent, wasn't he? He gets accused of a lack of discipline sometimes. Played it nice and simple and let Bruno Fernandes do the number 10 work. Maybe the old Terry Venables Christmas tree, 4-3-2-1. You play 2 number 10s possibly, or would that be too many cooks spoiling the broth? I remember watching Norwich play with Alex Pritchard and James Maddison. They got in each other's way. So maybe Solskjaer has got this right. Just one of them in that row of 3 off the front with pace either side would work. Yeah, they look very good. Maybe not quite Grealish and McGinn type synergy that they have as Villa, because they can both be very creative players and both looking world-class players as well. But yeah, very good link up there. Hi, Ben. Do you think Ollie has turned the corner, says Shaft? It's hard to say with Manchester United because it's been like a whole reset of the club, hasn't it? You know, Ferguson being there for so long. They look good, don't they? I guess you'd need turn the corner for a club, you know, a giant like Manchester United. You'd need 18 months of winning, and you need trophies as well. So, Alex says, can't decide who I want to lose more out of Palace and Liverpool. 0-0 draw sounds like what you want. Just looking across at my Sky coverage here, Liverpool 2 wins from the title. They can stick a bit of pressure on Man City. Does it really matter? They're 20 points clear. I'm sure they'd like to do it against Manchester City, but strong Liverpool team tonight. I'm sure many of you are going to be going and watching that one in a minute, so we'll see and end this stream and move on to that. No Anfield crowd has to make a big difference, says Jim. Tom, again, reiterates system could have been affected by the heat conditions. Yeah, that's fair. I think he did tell them to get behind the ball and go tight, didn't he? But yeah, maybe leaving the 2 up front was a struggle and he could have dropped one in. But Chris Wilder is Chris Wilder, isn't he? Jim adds, Man United just need a top main striker with Martial and Rashford by the side. Jimenez at Wolves. They all seem to want Jimenez, who scored again for Wolves today, the winning goal in that game. Didn't he? Remember, you don't need to play 2 up front. We've seen lots of successful teams in 4-2-3-1s and flooding the box with 4 and 5 and fullbacks at the time. So Alex asked just on the Championship, how do you think Warnock will cope coming to the Den and not getting abused? I'm sure he'll get some abuse from somewhere, won't he? I'm sure he'll get something yelled at him. Someone will see him during the day and yell at him. I have to say, a Championship without Warnock is, not quite the same. So very pleased to have Colin back. Right, that should do us for my Manchester United, Sheffield United coverage today. If you want to see all of it, including pre-match, half-time, all up here. If you're watching on delay, get your thoughts in the comments after the fact. Often we have to do a lot of analysis, coming on YouTube and talking about it, and have a good think. Fairly easy narrative on this one. Manchester United, far better than Sheffield United today. Real difference in class, particularly at the top end of the pitch, taking those chances. Those 4 players, Rashford, Pogba, Fernandes and Martial, making the difference. Martial with the hat-trick. Easy win in the end for Manchester United. They will likely go on and battle with Wolves for that 5th position. Sheffield United is more of a worry. I would hate to see all of that wonderful work they've done go to waste and things kind of tail off a bit. But I'm sure, like every Sheffield United fan, we all trust Chris Wilder will do the right thing by those Blaze fans and get this sorted out. Very, very good manager. This probably, if you've seen Chris Wilder's managerial stats, this run, likely, these 3 games, probably one of the worst of his managerial career. So, we'll see how he responds there. Right, thank you to everybody in the chat here. I know we're a little bit quiet, but really do appreciate Tom, Jim, Alex getting involved here. You can support the channel by using the super chat. You can do that even on delay. Alex does add they have had 3 away games. That is a perfectly valid comment. I did mention that. All videos are now available as podcasts. Just type The Benjamin Bloom Show into your podcast app, iTunes, Acast, Stitcher, whatever you use for podcasts. World's smallest violin again. I'm going to be out of work in September. My job in education quote doesn't exist now with the new government regulations. So maybe we can do something with it if I get enough support from Super Chats, and particularly patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Subscribe there. The more subs I get, the more time I can spend on this, the less other work I have to do, the better the content will be. It all feeds itself, and it all relies on wonderful people like these in the chat who have supported the channel, particularly from a monetary standpoint. $5 per month, real small amount, hopefully. Nice aerial picture of Liverpool, lots of flags in the Kop. Liverpool about to kick off against Crystal Palace. So I will leave this stream and I'll reiterate what Jim has just said. Bung Ben, Bob, please do. Make a guy's dreams come true. Waffling about football for a living. How about that? It's the dream, isn't it? The Kop spirit survives. Bill's legacy lives on. Let's see if Liverpool can take a step closer to their 30th of 30 years without a title. What would it be? 19 titles, is it? That'd be for Liverpool. They just need a few more points. I'm sure you're all off to watch this, so I will bid you farewell. Thank you for watching. It was Manchester United 3, Sheffield United 0. Anthony Martial with a hat-trick. United pushing on towards the Champions League. Sheffield United in a bit of a rut since lockdown. Thoughts in the comments, all the plugs, Twitter, Benjamin Bloom, Instagram, Benjamin Bloom, subscribe, support. Liverpool Palace about to kick off. So I'll bid you farewell and say over and out. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow for the weekend's championship preview ahead of Brentford and West Brom and Leeds and Fulham. Some big games to do. Shout out to Alex who says thanks. Great commenter. Alex always in the chat. Looking forward to seeing is Colin at the Den this Saturday? Is it Millwall and Borough or no? I think that's it's the weird one that's at 3 p.m. isn't it? Jim as well. Thank you. Great stuff. As Gary Cahill and Jordan Henderson flip the coin. Right, I've bid you farewell about 3 times now. So this will be the last one, I promise. Over and out. Thank you for watching.